Now for the produce icons. This one says that you can produce a good on a windfall world. So instead of having to play the produce card, you can just have this in your inventory, or have this in your tableau, and produce a windfall whenever anybody plays produce. Or whenever you play produce, you can produce on 2 windfall worlds instead of just 1. And then there's specialty windfall production. So this one says produce on a green windfall. This one says produce on a blue windfall. This one says produce or draw 1 card for each blue element that you have produced on this turn. This one also says discard up to 3 blue goods to gain 1 VP each. This is a higher cost development, and most of the higher cost developments are specialized for either victory point gain or for card gain. This basically says that I'm going to play a blue tableau right now. Just like the one before it, this one lets you draw 1 card for each alien world you produce on. And then this one lets you discard only 1 green and draw 1 VP. This one says that when you produce only on this world, you can gain a card. Or when you produce on this world, you can gain, you draw a card. And then finally, whenever you produce on this world, you draw 2 cards. So that's a quick overview of the icons in Race for the Galaxy. That wasn't all of them. Some of the other ones are pretty much self-explanatory. Now there's also going to be 6-point development cards. These cards are specialized purely for the fact of gaining VP at the end of the game. Now most of these gear people towards a certain strategy of having their tableau. For instance, pretty much all the 6-point developments are going to have a box here. And this is going to say how this card gains VP. If you see that there's a question mark here, that means that it's varying on every game that you play. This one rewards people for playing a brown strategy. So it gives you 2 points for each brown production world, 1 point for each brown windfall world, and then 2 points if you have 2 special brown cards in your tableau. It also lets you, if you see, discard 2 brown goods for 3 VP, and lets you produce on brown production worlds. So if you want to play brown, this is the card you want to get. Here's the alien 6-point VP. So it lets you play non-military alien worlds for 2 less, or lets you gain 2 military whenever you want to conquer a military world. And then it also gives you 3 VP for each alien production world, 2 VP for each alien windfall world, and then any other alien world that has alien in the title is 2 VP too. So this is a huge card if you want to play alien. And then just one more example. This is a production tableau card. So this one lets you get 2 VP for each production world that you have in your tableau, but it can't be windfall. It has to be only production. And then also lets you draw 2 cards whenever anybody produces. So that's a quick overview of the icons in Race. Hope that made sense. Hope you can see some strategies now that you can play with the cards. Some cards that will produce on certain goods that you can trade off with some plus trade, or that lets you play those 6-point VPs really fast, and you can start going in the 6-point direction. So there is a ton of different strategy to this game, ton of different ways you can win, ton of different possible combos with cards, and that's why this game is so amazing, so great. It's because of the fact of all the combos and everything that can be done in Race for the Galaxy. Well, Race for the Galaxy for me is by far my favorite game. Reasons being that I love the mechanic that when you choose an action, everybody gets to choose that action, or everybody gets to do that action, but you get to kind of leech off other people to get your tableau the way you want it to be. Even though Race for the Galaxy was based on Puerto Rico and its mechanics, I find that Race is a completely separate game in and of itself. The only even similarity is the fact that you can connect the 2 choosing actions phases amongst the 2. Other than that, it's no similarity at all. The only downfalls, or actually the biggest downfall of the game, which is obvious to anybody, is the fact that it is language independent. Meaning that it's got iconology, the symbols on the cards, which are, for the first gamer, it's really hard to get into or to understand what the cards mean. I have little cheat sheets that are helpful for teaching new people, but still, it's a big hurdle that you have to get over. But once you get over it, the cards are gorgeous, the cards are beautiful, and you know, it's meant for gamers. So, you know, teaching it's difficult, but once you get into it, it's great. So kind of keep pushing forward to it, and you'll get right to it ahead. I also like in Race that you can win, or you can end the game in a couple different ways. You know, you can win the game with the victory points, or you can win the games with the tableau. So that's another great benefit of trying to strategize for that. So if you want to purchase Race for the Galaxy, be sure to check out bestdanggames.com for the best online gamings and services. And hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll talk to you then.